before we carry on, I would like to send a shout out to Chris Ramazine, or Epic Bannistard. You won't need to check him out. His videos are funny, hilarious, and very dramatic. Please go and subscribe to his channel, or at least check him out. Thank you, and let's continue with the video.
Thank fuck you're awake. Reggie? You're back. I didn't think you'd be back till tomorrow. Hello, sir. I'm happy to be back. What do you mean he won't be going back on the flyer? As I said, the board unanimously agrees that 8023 will not be allowed back on the refuge flyer until it is proven to be in sound mechanical order. You know who did it, don't you?
Hart. It was Hart who did it.
I don't care what it takes. This piece of shit is getting sent packing from my railway. No matter what. Right? That's it. He's filling in for Buck, which means he'll be on Buck's first train of the day. We can derail him somewhere and get him sent packing. Fight fire with fire.
That doesn't sound like a good idea. Isn't that exactly what he did to Riley?
I don't care, mate. He tried to kill Riley, our friend. Mr. Stodd said no holding back this time, and that is exactly what I intend to do. That son of a bitch is not leaving this railway in one piece. While Mr. Stodd had gathered his engines at Manifel, the engines loyal to British Railways had taken notice and had done the same thing up at Colford to try and work out why the Stodd loyalist had been gathered. I don't like this one bit. Last time they gathered like this, it began a chain of events that led to all of us being affected negatively.
Aye, I ended up off the rails and embarrassed at every turn I took, and I'd rather not have that happen again.
Maybe they've worked out some new way to get back at us.
Or maybe they finally discovered who our guardian angel is and are planning to deal with him. What do you think, Hart? Hart stared out towards the line ahead, deep in thought. Hart, are you going to say anything?
I think I know what it is that they are discussing. It has to do with that accident that took place a while back.
The one Riley was involved with?
Yes, that one.
Why would they? That was ages ago by now.
Well, I heard Riley's rebuild was completed earlier today. Maybe that has something to do with it.
That's what I'm worried about.
How come? What aren't you telling us, Hart?
What I'm about to say cannot leave these sheds.
Blimey, that sounds quite serious.
That's because it is, Gregory. It could be the end of us if what I fear has happened is true.
Hart? What did you do?
Wait, don't tell me.
The day before the crash, that man from the board who spoke to us at Manifel last year approached me as Redwick. He told me that it was the perfect time to deal a strike against Mr. Stodd, and with it coming right off the failure of his vanity project, I was inclined to agree.
So, what? You sabotaged the Panniers' train?
Not exactly. He told me I had to make sure this hurt Stodd, so I pushed him down the hill with extra wagons. The plan was for the Pannier to die, not his crew, but their sacrifice was necessary in the end, as it painted Stodd in a very bad light.
I'm not sure I feel okay with that. That's too far, mate.
Sabotage is one thing, but taking someone's life?
It was a necessary sacrifice. Their lives were worth more in death if it helps us get rid of this blight that is Mr. Stodd.
He's right. Everyone looked over King Richard, who had a neutral expression on the smoke box.
Excuse me?
You heard me. You've seen how distracted and out of it Mr. Stodd has been since his failure of an engine fell apart. The man has been left in shambles. If this is what it takes to bring him down, then I'm all for it.
You can't be serious. You two are actually stooping to the level of those radicals.
Of course not. They are doing it for the thrill of it.
And to try and chase British Railways off. We, on the other hand, are doing it to ensure that this railway survives. And and because British Railways are asking us to.
That still doesn't excuse the death of 2 railway workers. Even they never went that extreme.
You think they wouldn't stoop to that level if given the chance?
Trust me, Gregory. What we are doing is for the greater good.
I find that hard to believe. Russell, you agree with me, right?
Russell shuffled uncomfortably as he looked between the other engines, staring at him.
I guess if it truly helps our cause, then it is for the benefit of our survival.
You have got to be kidding me. I know for a fact you don't mean that, Russell. You're only saying that because those two are.
Well...
Forget this. I'm leaving.
Gregory, wait,
Let him go, Russell.
Yes, leave him be for a while. He will come back once he sees sense.
And if he doesn't?
Then he was never really cut out for this task that was bestowed upon us.
Right.
You're not having second thoughts, are you, Russell?
No, of course not. It's just a lot to take in that it's come to this.
We're at war here, Russell. There will be sacrifices along the way. And if others can't handle that, well, they are no longer of any use to us. Understand? King Richard and Hart Hall took the silence as a way to say message received. Russell was still a bit shocked with what he had heard, but knew that if he spoke up, like Gregory had, things could get pretty ugly as only comrades on the railway. You know, I want to look at the repairs at Endon today. There used to be such a pretty and nice view of the line from there. Shame it's all gone now.
Have some respect, man. Men died there.
Only thanks to their own carelessness. Forgive me, but I have no sympathy for them.
You disgust me.
And I'm not here for niceties. Go on then. Why have you sought me out at this hour? What do you have for me? Anthony Manor glared at the man, disgust etched across his smoke box. Nevertheless, he continued.
They're planning something big for tomorrow.
What do you mean, big?
They say that Hart Hall's the one responsible for what happened to that pannier and his crew. Star's given them the orders to get rid of him by any means necessary, and they're planning another sabotage attempt in the morning on his first goods train. I don't know when, where, or how, but they're seeing red.
Oh, you can't be serious. Just how did they find out about that? 7907 assured me there were no witnesses. Who could have seen?
You seriously haven't heard? The pannier tank survived. He's been bought and repaired by the people at the quarry on the branch. Hang on a minute. You're not seriously telling me that it's true? Hart actually did it?
Oh, come off it, 7801. Don't act all high and mighty. You said you were willing to do anything. This is just another step towards getting rid of that nuisance Stard. The loss of the crew was unfortunate, but necessary. Anthony Manor was speechless. Yes, he had wanted to get rid of Mr. Stard, but this wasn't the way to do it.
This isn't right.
Why do you care? You're a machine. You have no relation to those men. The death is meaningless to you.
Oh yeah? Well, you know what? If me helping you is going to get more people killed, then you can get by on your own. Come back to me when you find a more legitimate approach to this, rather than sinking to his level.
Hey, I didn't say we were done. Come back here. Do you think this is too far? Do you? Just you wait and see. I'll show you just how far I'm willing to go for this. In fact, yes, that could work. Anthony Manor was still in a huff as he moved towards Colford Sheds. The sudden revelation that Mr. Start had in fact been truthful about what happened to Riley had thrown him through a loop. He was so ingrained in his own thoughts that he almost didn't notice that someone was sat in the banker sighting. That someone being...
Fortin, what are you...
You seriously think I wouldn't find out?
Find out what?
I've been keeping my eye on you ever since that day Ramsey questioned us, when he said that you had joined them.
I told you not to pay him any mind.
Well, I'm glad I did. You're playing them all like a fiddle. You've been mixing yourself in with all this crap you convinced me so hard to ignore. Just a waste of steam, you said. Yet here you are, pretending to help Mr. Stodd's cause, while you feed British Railways with information about their ongoings.
Forsen, please, you don't know what you're talking about.
Don't I? Because it seems pretty clear to me. And besides, you would never do anything to benefit Mr. Stodd. You've hated him since before I was even built. I don't even understand why you resent him so much. Yes, he isn't perfect, but...
Of course you wouldn't understand. You didn't have to go through what I did. What he put me through.
what are you on about?
You wouldn't understand because you didn't have to go for what me and our brothers did. You were built with all our improvements right from the start. But me? No. I had to go through years of bullying and belittlement by that wretch of a manager before I was rebuilt. And even then, he loved bringing it up at every opportunity he could. Every mistake I ever made, thrown back at me as if it was some sort of game to him.
Thor stared in shock at his brother for a moment. He had never seen an outburst like this from him before. Anthony, you can't seriously be holding on to all of that after all this time?
What?
This is Mr. Stodd we're talking about, for goodness sake. He speaks like that to basically everyone he works with. Engines and workers alike. He did the same thing to me when I accidentally went up the abandoned line 2 years ago. But it was clearly joking about it.
That's what you think. You haven't seen the sides of him that I have. You don't see the danger he poses to us all. If I allow him to continue with his plans, it'll mean the end of us all. I'm doing this so we can all live in peace here, without the threat of being killed by those radicals.
Do you honestly believe that? Are you so truly set in your ways that you don't even see that your involvement only escalates this whole thing to a whole new level? They're only using you, Anthony, and the moment they're done with you, you will be disposed of.
Maybe. But it's a risk I'm willing to take.
Well, I'm not. I will not watch you drag yourself to your doom. I'm telling the others. That way you won't be able to partake in this madness any longer.
Are you insane? If they found out I was double-crossing them the whole time, it would be the end of me. Would you be able to live without Forsen? Huh? Sending your own brother to his death, all for the sake of tripping up one of the sides?
Well,
I thought not, no. I'm the one who took you in when you first arrived here. Showed you the ropes, helped you fit in. You wouldn't be able to turn me in even if you wanted to.
You're right. I wouldn't.
I thought as much.
But until you give up this madness, you can stay the hell away from me. Go on to the sheds. I'll stay at Manifeld tonight.
Wait, Forsen,
I said go! No more words were spoken between the two, as Anthony Manners slowly slunk away towards the sheds, with Thor shooting daggers at him as he went past. But he knew he would have to make his brother see sense sooner rather than later, and understand that he was doing this for the good of the railway. But it was obvious Thor wouldn't listen. At least, not yet. Late that night, Darius approached the bridge at Endon. The engine was still absolutely furious about Mr. Stark's revelation, not helped by his equally angry crew. They had been good friends with Riley's crew, and the loss had hit them hard. They came to a stop, and the crew disembarked. This is the place.
Well, let's get to work. You sure about this, Darius? Once we do this, there's no going back.
Yes, I'm sure. Aren't you?
Of course I am. Just making sure you are. We're going to do this no matter what. He's not going to get away with what he did. Not on our watch.
I can't believe I'm still being forced to take over for that lowlife of a Grange. This is most unbefitting for an engine like me. About time.
Okay guys, I'm gonna stop it there. This is going to be part 1 of I don't know how many. But this is going to be season 2, episode 10, part 2, consequences. And I'll do a part 2 of this. I don't know how much further I'll be able to do, but every part will be 15 minutes. Until I stop the video and I go to the end credits or something like that. Right, well, I'll send this to you lot in the morning because I need to get some rest since it is 10 o'clock or 10:09 or something like that. Right, well, I'll send this video to you lot in the morning. So have fun and sleep well. Goodbye, my friends.